The harrowing case of Lucy Letby, with its tragic narrative of trust betrayed, horror unveiled, remains an indelible scar in the history of the NHS, healthcare and criminal jurisprudence. The other day, I was immensely impressed by a summary that was written by Nadine Dorries, of all people, in the Daily Mail. Today, I'm impressed and concerned almost with exactly the opposite, the information coming out of the Thirlwell inquiry about another one of her offhand remarks about getting away with murder. Now, of course, getting away with murder is an idiom as well as a statement of reality. I can get away with murder simply by not doing my work, by taking lots of tea breaks. That's not exactly murder in a literal sense. We often say, I'm literally freezing, when of course what we mean is we're metaphorically freezing. But this revelation during the Thirlwell inquiry encapsulates a chilling normalcy, the normality with which Lucy Letby allegedly approached the heinous acts of which she was charged and found guilty. Now, even if we think that there are questions about the court procedure and about the judgment and about her guilt, these incidental throwaway lines are deeply worrying and need to be contextualised and need to be analysed. And the inquiry at Liverpool Town Hall has illuminated not only Letby's actions, but also the social dynamics that insulated her from security for a disturbingly long time. Remember, in fact, I think all the deaths of which she was charged and found guilty, the evidence is based on expert testimony rather than actual forensic proof. Which makes this a very worrying case, particularly the severity of her sentence. And the conversation in question here, a WhatsApp exchange with Hayley Griffiths, who, despite knowing of the allegations, maintained a level of camaraderie with Letby, casts an eerie light on human behaviour under professional duress. In this exchange, Miss Griffiths, referencing the TV show How to Get Away with Murder, expressed a darkly casual interest in criminal tips, and Letby's response was, "I could have given you some tips," hinting at twisted irony, a line that, in retrospect, carries an unbearable weight for bereaved families. The setting, two women in a hospital's risk and patient safety department, surrounded by the echoes of tragedies under investigation, illustrates the dissonance between the banter of colleagues and the gravity of their environment. And Griffith's later remorse, conveyed as a regretful and insensitive lapse, underscores the complexity of guilt by association, compounded by the human tendency to dissociate from potential truths that might implicate oneself or disturb a veneer of normality. Letby's parents' impassioned defence of their daughter, highlighting her alleged victimisation by consultants who they accused of harbouring personal grudges, also reflects a broader cultural reluctance to confront systemic flaws until catastrophic evidence emerges. They depicted her as an unfairly maligned figure, wronged by an institution that failed to heed early warnings and maintain protective oversight, a defence that, despite its heartfelt sincerity, feels grotesquely ironic given her life sentences. Ultimately, these exchanges and revelations provoke contemplation about the boundaries of workplace camaraderie, the latent biases that can cloud judgment, the profound consequences when professional suspicions are muted by social ease, and the throwaway language that we use, which may have more resonance when it's examined in a court. The inquiry continues to unearth lessons not only to justify Letby's guilt, but also about collective accountability, a little bit like the inspector calls. The oversight of the NHS and the shadowed crevices where trust can fester into betrayal on a grand scale.